If somebody, are you coming on? It's me. Sherry, you aren't even on? For gosh sakes.
But they can't respond to you.
I know, but she could text you.
Saying that. You're live.
If I'm live and it says 0 viewers,
Well,
then I want somebody to text me and tell me that I'm not live by myself, because I absolutely am not going to have a good time if I don't have somebody watching this thing at 9 o'clock. So my number is 815-354-3250. So if you don't tell me that somebody's on here, I'm just going to probably, I don't know, go cry under my Christmas tree. So I'm hoping that this is real. Shouldn't at least... Come on. No? Sherry's not even on. Is it working? It's 9:01.
Jennifer Ahern says, I'm on.
Oh, Jenny. Oh, can you see me? Text back and say, can you really see me? And can you hear me?
Oh, people are texting. I'm on.
Are they? Oh,
yes.
Good. Okay. Then I'll take it that this thing doesn't know that there's 0 viewers, but there's somebody here.
And can see you.
Oh, good. Okay, I feel so much better. All right, then I'll go. Well, then I'm going to welcome you, and thank you so much for coming on or for calling in or however you're going to be able to see this. And I just, I'd feel so much better if it was live and I actually could see into your eyes and kind of dig in a little bit. But we're going with this because, of course, I'm really always up on the latest technology, and I love and enjoy it so much. But I truly do believe that it's going to be a way for us to connect. It's going to be a way for us to connect on 9 o'clock evenings, on Monday nights at 9 o'clock. I know that the weather's even going to be getting a little bit colder. Who knows? We might even have a snowflake or two. And we're going to be able to start the new 2016 January year, and we're going to be able to do that with this Pace Setters. So I want to tell you right now, if you have your January calendar already, I want you to pull it out, and I want you to write down January 4th and January 11th and January 18th and January 25th. I want you to write down 9 o'clock. Check the Hangout, get on there on my Monday nights, because I think that you are going to be so pleased. That's Phil crawling behind me, the little blue blur that you just saw, just so that would be good. We got to make this interesting. Actually, he came here to help me, and it was either that he came because I was hopeless, or they figured that this was the only way we'd ever get me on here doing it and you being able to listen. Okay, each one is going to start at 9 o'clock, and Amy is doing a pace setter and a call as well at the same time. So our whole area is going to have some powerful activity going on. I know that there are, I think, probably maybe 60 some from hers, over 60 from ours already signed up. And so by the time we finish with this call and more people get their names and kind of figure out what's going on, I don't want you to get mixed up though. So we will be posting on the Martin National Area Facebook page, and we're going to be hanging out with me on each of those Monday nights. Now, I'm guessing that most of you that are on here have already signed up. A few of you are thinking about joining our Martin Area Pace Setters. So I hope that I'm going to answer all the questions that you might have. Now, first of all, this is meant for all levels of consultants and a director. So we could be talking about the very newest consultant who maybe hasn't even held her debut yet. We could be talking about a seasoned director driving a car for years, but what they accomplish during this Martin Area Pace Setters is going to be different, but all of you, I believe, are going to be able to gain from this experience. And again, I'm telling you, I hope I'm going to answer any of the questions that you may have. If not, you're going to be able to ask your director. You certainly can put those questions on the Martin Area Facebook page, or email me if you'd like, or private message me. So first of all, this is effort-based. So when we talk about that, I think that when efforts are being made, there's a real power in working together. And so you'll be working with people that are in your unit. You'll be working with people in units that you're acquainted with. You'll be meeting new people. You'll be seeing names. And in fact, as we start out in January, when you go to Epic, I'm sure you're going to see many of the names of the people that are in Pacesetters will also be at Epic. So whether your goal, it might be that you want to move up the career path. It might be that you just would like to gain some skills. It might be that you need some help setting some goals. It might be that you would like to have some scripts that you could use. It could be that you want to set up some systems. Maybe you want to create some good habits, some time management skills that you're looking to probably develop for the brand new year. There's going to be, the concrete things like booking, coaching, selling, recruiting. Those elements will all be handled during this. And the best part of this is you're going to be learning from people who've done it. This is not a theory-based Pacesetters, but it's going to be based on people who have done what we're going to be talking about. We really chose January. We think it's an excellent time to start something. I think that after the holidays, it's just normal for people to kind of settle into something we call maybe the doldrums. At times we are so, hyped up and we've got so much going on, and then it kind of evens itself off. Again, I mentioned the weather because sometimes that's a factor that enters in when you're anywhere in Illinois. And so starting it in January allows us to get back on track. Maybe we kind of slacked off a little bit in December as we enjoyed the holidays, and we want to get back on track and utilize our Mary Kay as a way to make money because we've spent a lot in December. I think sometimes we need to refocus. We need to refocus on what has worked in the past and we've kind of let it slide. Maybe we need to refocus on hours. Maybe we started working those an hour on booking, coaching, selling, recruiting, and we've kind of let that slack off. So sometimes those skills we have slip away, and this will allow us to get back onto using those. We're going to have this Pacesetter is going to be in place right when January gets started. And so you're going to know what to do. You're not going to have to scramble around. Sometimes January 1st comes and goes, and as does the whole first week of January. But instead of letting that week slip away, you're going to be able to be ready and able to have things going on that you're going to be able to use it. I think that the power of being on these Hangouts, and I'm going to say I hope you'll be on them live. And I think that the power in that is that, afterwards sometimes people kind of pop onto Facebook and they might, throw something out about what they gained or learned or what they're going to do, or maybe you're going to throw down a challenge for somebody in your unit. But when things are happening live, there's just an energy and an intensity and the feeling that we're working at this together. So I'm hoping that you have already written down the dates. You're going to plug in on Monday nights. And remember that you're going to get to hear from different people on different topics. And I'm hoping that as you start seeing it explode on your unit Facebook pages, the Martin area page, you'll be getting emails. People will be talking about it at Epic. I'm hoping that you'll have a little bit of that FOMO, that fear of missing out, and you are going to be so glad that you're a part of it. The other kind of element that I want to talk about is that you can start, and if you don't finish it at the level that you would have liked to, but I just believe that whatever level that you reach, whatever efforts that you make, it's going to be a difference. There's going to be a difference. And you've heard me many times say that events change people. And I really believe that these live hangouts and listening and engaging with people and really feeling like you're connected with a group that's striving for something and has a common denominator, I think you're going to feel good about that. And one of the things that I think about when I say a common denominator is I really want to tell you that I think most of you know that this could be, conceivably 2016 could be my last year serving as a national. unless we reach some goals that we have to, a level we have to be at for me to submit a request if I wanted to tack on an extra year. And so part of that revolves around your efforts. It's certainly not my decision. It's based on what our area does. So you count a lot in this. So what I want I want you to think about is that if in December already, you know, you're spending a lot of money, at least, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that's doing that right now, but if you're spending some money on gifts and events and, you know, places that you're going with your families, you might like the idea of having a little direction towards, again, making the money and an accountability of letting people see that you are working with efforts to reach goals and make some money. And then last thing, there's a little prize at the end. And you know that I always like to celebrate when people win, when they achieve something. And what we're calling it a mystery date, and it's scheduled for a Saturday, the 27th of February. And we haven't really established the time frame of our what we're going to be doing, but I do want you to leave that date open. And I'm going to show you. This is, I hope it'll focus in. This is the Pace Setter book. Oh, I kind of like this. You can't see me and you get to look at the book. I think I'm going to leave this up for a minute. This is the book that you are going to be sent, okay? And when you pay, or maybe you can't hear me, I hope you can, but when you pay your $10 entry fee, you're going to be sent this color booklet. Okay, so it's got all the pages. I think it's got 20 some pages. You'll be sent this. And when you pay your $20, I should immediately or very soon after send you a digital copy that you can actually print off yourself or look at online. So I'm hoping that if you have sent me your money, in fact, I got, I think, 2 checks this afternoon. So I will send this to you tonight, your copy. And then because you've paid, you know, or if it's the check's in the mail, so to speak, and it gets here after the 15th, we'll still make you a copy and make sure that you get that. So this is the Pace Setter booklet that you're going to be receiving. And on it, the front page talks about the topics. This is the sheet that talks about the mystery date, and it states here that there are, you know, every voucher that you fill is worth 20 points, and then when you get down here, there are extra credit points that you can earn towards reaching that $100. I'm sorry, 100 points, and to be able to qualify for the mystery date. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can hear you. Oh, good. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, now, oh, Phil, I think Sherry can hear you. Sherry, his phone is in here, so he isn't seeing it. Okay, now, this right here, this I want to show you. This is it's called an early bird bonus voucher. I want to go over this in detail because heck, if you started now, you've got till January 1st or, you know, to get this all finished, and you could get your 20 points if you wanted to, you know, way before even January 1st. So it's kind of like a, you know, kind of get in there early. It's those A+ students that are thinking about, well, how can I get my extra credit done early? So I'd like to take a minute just to go over that. And I want you to have a chance to think about it. And I'm going to try to be a little bit detailed about this because I want to make sure that you understand some of the things that are on here. Now, the first one says to create a list of 30 women or men, I guess, that you would want to facial. All right, so, you know, you can start that list now, and you could look at your Christmas card list. That would be a place to start, because you want to remember we like the face-to-face for facials. We like that, but I will say I wouldn't want all of them to be done that way, but there are coast-to-coast facials as well. So if you do have some people on your Christmas card list that you have not facial, that would be something worth thinking about. Okay, then you're going to create a list of 30 or more people or to layer, and that would be with a video, a career talk, a face-to-face, sit down, have coffee, invite them to a meeting, kind of an event. Okay, now be sure I'm sorry, that was the second one. So that's a group of people. It's kind of like almost a dream list. In one regard, it could be, this is a dream list of the people that I would love to have on my team if I thought they could say yes. And the other part of it would be, I need to ask everyone, because I can't, how would you say, I can't say their no for them. Okay, so I'm going to say that. The next part says, be sure you're a member of the Martin National Area Facebook group. So you certainly know if that's true or not. You can check that tonight. And if not, hey, let's get you hooked up and get you on there. The next little check off is to register for Epic on January 9th. And that's Saturday, January 9th is Epic. And it's held in Yorkville. It's at the Yorkville Historical Courthouse. And the other element of Epic, everybody can go to Epic. You come to my website, you sign up. It's a $40 registration fee. You can do that, but there is an Epic win on Friday night, and that will be when you have achieved a Diamond Star level. And today's the 14th. So you have until tomorrow night at midnight to finish a Diamond Star level, Star Consultant quarter, and you will be invited. Deb Weir, our guest national, will be here from Colorado, and she and I will be kind of hosting that at my house on Friday night. And then Saturday, she and I will be headed for that courthouse. And I'm just going to toss in one more element. I think most of you probably know this, but if you are a Red Jacket at that time, you'll be invited to come to lunch with Deb and I on Saturday. And I put something on the Martin area page about what kind of sandwich they would like to choose from. But if you want to check that out, you can as well. But I'm hoping that there will be many, many Reds that will join us at a restaurant in Yorkville and be able to eat with Deb and I. That's not often. You know, again, there are 225 nationals in the entire country. So when you think that at Epic you have the opportunity to sit and have lunch with two of them, I think that's pretty special. So registration is one of the little checks. Then it says book a hotel room at the Hampton Inn in Yorkville for the night before Epic if you live more than 1 hour away. So I already have heard there is a Mary Kay little block. So when you call, make sure that you tell them that you belong to that Mary Kay block. And then it says mail your IT letter to your national. And the IT letter is your intent, your intentions. Just a letter to me. It's a little bit telling me about, you know, what would you like to get from Mary Kay? What's your goals? What makes you say that I would like to work this? I'd like to do a little bit more. What's a dream inside you? And there's a little bit more of an explanation in here, but I just need a little letter. I just want to hear from you. I feel like it's almost a commitment letter that if you take the time to write to me and mail it to me, I know you could email it to me. That's certainly a possibility, but I kind of would like to see a mailed letter to me, if that's possible. Then it says you can complete your book 10 by the 5th, and that's 10 selling appointments for January that you have booked by the 5th of January. So I'm telling you, perfect timing. You could have those 10 booked before January 1st because of all the people that you're going to be running into in these next few weeks before the end of the year. Okay, let's look at one more, and that is to create a Venmo account if you don't already have one. And this is a free app that you can just put it on your phone. And what it does, it connects to your business checking account. And you do need to go to your bank and set it and just tell them that you're going to be using Venmo. In fact, Kathy Wickler today called me, and she was Venmoing for the first time. She was sending her payment in via Venmo, and she'd been to her bank. And Kathy and I laughed and said, there's all these new technological advances. We used to mail checks and we used to give cash, but we're willing to learn. We want to stay up with it. I can tell you one of the real advantages of Venmo that we found. And the advantage that we found with Venmo is at this time, there is no service charge. So if you use PayPal or you use ProPay or you use a credit card, some of the money, so for example, if I had you pay that $10 and used PayPal, then we wouldn't even get the $10 towards our costs. We would not get that. I think it's like $1 or whatever it takes out of that $10. And so it's so frustrating to have, for example, Epic, when you have the $40 charge, I think we get maybe, I don't know, $31 or 30, something like that, because they take that other point. So point being, Venmo, the money goes directly from your checking account into my checking account or to whomever you Venmo money to that's a part of Venmo. So right now, it's the easiest way to do a transfer of money. So we're going to get you kind of hooked up with that, and maybe it would be easier for us to use that sometime than to have to pay the service charge of the other types of transaction fees that other credit cards and PayPals and ProPays use. Okay, the other part was saying that you do need to give your director the $10, and I've gotten checks, I've gotten cash, and I've been Venmo'd. And any way that works, I will be very happy to take your registration fee. Now, those were all check marks on the early bird bonus voucher. So when those are all checked off, you flip it over and you look here and you see, let's see if I can stop it and hold it still for a minute. And it says the early bird voucher, and it gives you 20 points when you actually do that. So you would earn 20 points. And as you can see, those were efforts. It didn't say that you have to sell $1,000. It didn't say that you have to hold 10 appointments, 10 classes. It didn't say that. It said, would you make efforts? And so that's why we feel that this Pace Setters is going to be so viable and so important to all of you, to give you a, what would you call it? Just, these are the steps, to give you steps to take, to walk you through, and to get you to a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of achievement, to allow you to have all of those things happen in the month of January, which again could be a month where there would not be so very much happening. So I'm glad that I was able to walk you through the bonuses. Now let me walk you through what it means to actually get started. For one thing, if you would do this, and I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask you to do this at the beginning, but would you text your director and tell her that you are on? And one of the ways, she would like to know if you got on the call and got to see all of it, then she would know if there were some people that she'd like to text and say, hey, listen to the recording of it, or hey, are you ready to sign up? Or hey, I'm glad that you're already signed up. Did you get your packet? So she has a way already to start. The other thing that your director will probably be doing is she'd like to have a little conversation with you, a little coaching call. Could be, however she sets that up, but she wants to find out, let me know, what you want, because we're going to work together to help this be a successful venture, a successful challenge, and to have things happen. So make sure that you text her right now. I'm sorry, I meant to do that right away, but to let her know that you are on. So let's walk through what it would take for you to actually make sure that you've got all your bases started. So the first thing that you do is that you make a decision that I'm going to do it. And I always laugh, we talk about the 3 frogs that are sitting on their little lily pads, and they decide they're going to jump in. So my question to you is, how many frogs have jumped in? And of course, the answer is none. They decided to jump in, but they didn't jump yet. So my question to you, have you paid by Venmo? Have you sent the check? That tells me that you're committed, that you're going to do this. You're going to give it a try. And then as soon as you get it, you know, because I'm going to send you the, what do you call it, the digital copy immediately. You can pull it up and you can scroll through and you can look at it. And if you want to print some pages, you sure can. And if not, you're going to know that we are going to get those pages to you if you got your $10. And I'm sorry, there is it's not just sending the money, but you also have to register, and it's a Google Doc. Now, your director has sent this already to you, but you may have kind of lost it in the shuffle, or it's stacked up in your emails and you don't really know how to get it. And so she would be glad to send that to you again tonight. And if she isn't available and you want to ask me, I will send me an email and make sure I've got your email address, and I will send you how you register. And most people have done it's very easy. And the reason I ask you to register, and to fill out the Google Doc is then in one place, I have everyone's email, and I have a way to just to push my little data up there and to see who from each unit is actually participating. And that helps me to let the directors know, just in case they think that you have done it and maybe you have not yet, then they can, you know, kind of walk you through if there was a glitch in any way. But most of you have seemed to think that that was pretty simple. So you go on the Google Doc, you fill out some very simple information, particularly your email. And I'm not sure. I think I might ask for your, I don't know if I ask for your cell phone number or not. But you get on there, and then we get the dollars, and you connect with your director. Connect with your director and say, I want to do this. I want to be successful, and tell her at what level you want to be successful and what you're thinking that you would like to say on January 31st. This is what I have accomplished. Or maybe you don't know yet and you just would like to talk through it. And actually our first Google Hangout in January, we'll spend a lot of time on thinking about goals and deciding and how you determine them. And then if there's a dollar amount goal, we definitely will talk about how much you would need to sell to be able to achieve a certain dollar amount. We'll go through all that. Like I said, it's people that have done all of these things that are going to be working with you and are going to be sharing with you and teaching you and keeping you on task and keeping you excited and engaged and enrolled with all of us. So it just, it makes me happy to think of all of us working in January, and the efforts that we make in January, we'll see some of the rewards are going to be actually coming when we think about what's going to happen. We'll of course have our mystery date in February, but we'll be signing up for Career Conference in March, and that will be like a point on the path where you kind of see, you know, how are you doing. So I get excited because there's a lot of things. And then of course there's our year end, and our year end entails our Princess Ball. And where do you want to be sitting? When do you want to be walking across? I just love to think about it's a runway that we have at the Princess Ball for those of you that have never been there. And you're sitting and you're all kind of dressed up, and maybe you have one of your supporters, right, sitting there next to you. And could be that he could be a little proud of you as you walk up those steps and strut your stuff. And you know when it starts? It starts in January, because we've got half a year that's going to end on December 30th. I would like to conclude or to finish by telling you a little bit. When we were at the Tea with Me at Monamiga Bee, and by the way, it was just a great way to start our December. I think there were over 60 winners that joined all together on that day in Oak Brook, and we got to, of course, celebrate the winners and to honor those that had made special achievements. And we talked about pace setters. And when I concluded my the event, I talked a little bit about pay it forward. And, you know, Deb and I had driven together, and she had shared with me on the way there, she had shared a story about her mom and dad who were just at a pizza place in Ottawa. And when they went up to pay, a young couple had actually paid for their pizza. And they were so amazed. They'd never had anything like that happen. And, you know, the kids had told, oh, Mom, you know, or Grandma, let's pay it forward. They were paying it forward. And I just, Carolyn, I think you sent a little Facebook post where it said that at one McDonald's, I think, 250 people had paid it forward before the last person did not pay for somebody else's, you know, the person behind them had paid for their meal or for part of their meal. I was just so, there's so many things that happen, I think, at this season. And when I was talking about paying it forward, I was talking about the wealth or the changes. And when I say wealth, I want to talk about what's happened inside of me. Not just about the money I've made, the cars I have, the prizes, you know, that I've won, but to talk about the changes that have come inside of me because of somebody paying it forward and inviting me to be a part of Mary Kay. Thank you, Nadine. And when we talked about that, I had, you know, reflected on that, and I said, you know, starting December 1st, and we're going to go all the way through the end of April. So that's 5 months, December, January, February, March, April. I'm going to take $1 for every person that you bring into our national area, and I'm going to drop that dollar into a pot. Deb will get me some kind of pot, some kind of fun thing that I'll drop that dollar into. I don't know if we had 5 months, and what if we had 30 people join our unit every month, and that was $150 was in the pot. Well, on May 7th, we're going to have a red jacket event. It's going to be awesome, by the way. Just saying, it's going to be awesome. So if you're not a red jacket yet, that might be one of the goals that you're going to have as you line yourself up for what you're going to do in January. But you don't have to be a red. You don't have to be there to win. But every recruiter's name is in the pot with $1. And what we'll do is we'll choose one name. And so that person gets to keep half the pot. She gets to do whatever she wants. He gets to do whatever they want with their half. And then the other half, they have to pay it forward in some way, some fashion, anyway, anything, anybody, any group, any whatever, but they got to pay it forward some way. But in addition to that, my belief is that the names that are going in there, that within that 5-month period, even within a short period, people sometimes are very impacted by their decision to join Mary Kay. And so I think we'll have some stories to tell. We'll have some stories to tell about why someone joined, maybe about what happened at their debut. Maybe it would be something about what a aunt or a mom who had never really complimented the daughter, or a sister who was not very much verbal about her appreciation would say something, and there might be tears at a debut. Or it could be just a hope that somebody has that joined because there was something that they really needed and wanted to purchase or wanted to do for somebody, to give to somebody. But I think there'll be some stories that are in the pot besides the names of the recruiters, the dollars. I think there are going to be some stories in the pot, and we're going to pull out those stories. And on May 7th, we're going to share those stories along with drawing. We're going to pay it forward from this day in December 14th. In fact, it started December 1st. So if you already have a team member, your name's in there, her name, her Mary Kay journey started, and the dollars in there. So I'm tremendously excited because I think the people that are in Pacesetters will be the ones that will sponsor the people, that will add the team members, that will add to our pot and to our Mary Kay lives. So I thank you so very much for coming on, for listening, and I hope that if you had not yet signed up, that after listening, I will see your name added to the list. So I am going to bid you farewell. And I'm going to pretend that I know how to stop this broadcast. And I'll look forward to talking with you again on, I think it's January 4th. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.